High School Big Blue Band, and I'm going to let Mr. Robert Anderson tell you about their accomplishments this year. So, Mr. Anderson and Mr. Jerry Everett.
These guys did an amazing job this year. Before I tell you about everything they did, before I tell you about everything that the band did, I'd like to introduce our drum majors. Our senior drum major is Jordan Peters, and our junior drum major is Lucas Tommy. They've done a great job. Yeah. We started band this summer in July. Started working from 8 to 4 every day. The kids would show up, and they work extremely hard. I had to write down everything because I can't remember everything that we did. The first thing we did, we were selected as an honor group at the State School Board Association's summer convention. So we took a bunch of our kids up there and played for that. And Mr. Everett was just talking about that, and I'll try not to go too long. But the superintendents were all filming and dancing and having a great time with our kids because they were having such a good time. So we were proud of that. We had 7 home and away football games. We performed at halftime at all the home football games, except for the one that got rained out. But we did perform at all those. We marched in the Cherokee Strip Parade. We went to the Tri-State Music Festival. We got a superior rating in the parade. We were named. We got first place in the parade, and then we got a superior rating on the field at Tri-State. We went to St. Louis, Missouri, to a competition called Music in Motion. We placed second in our class, made top 12 finals, placed 4th overall. But the band was selected outstanding music for the entire competition. So we were very proud of that.
Great.
The following week we went to Kansas State, it's Central State's marching contest, received a superior rating there. We competed against 40 bands in from Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. So it's a huge competition. Then we went to our regional marching contest at Yukon, and the band received a superior rating. That's the highest rating a marching band in Oklahoma can get. So we were very proud of that. That was outstanding. When you look at this band, because of everything that's gone on the past couple of years, 90 of the students had not marched until this year. And so that was a great accomplishment. They worked so hard. I can't tell you how hard they worked.
And that's mostly due to COVID, right?
Mostly due to COVID, yes, sir. COVID held us back, but we sure came out fired. So then we went to Arkalala marching contest up in Ark City, Kansas. The band got a superior rating in the in the parade. They won the parade. We got outstanding percussion, outstanding color guard. We got superior in the field show, and we were named outstanding band at that competition. So, and then we also got, that was a great deal. And then the kids got to march at night with lights on it. And they did all that at Arkalala. Mr. Everett and I were both ill. And Mr. Hall, I'd like to say thank you to him. He went along and he took our kids, and they did all that without our help. They're outstanding. Not saying that we're not needed. But then we also marched, we got the honor of marching in the Veterans Day Parade. And on that same day, we had our all-region tryouts. So we marched in the parade. The kids jumped in their cars, went to Chisholm. We had 24 students make the all-region band. We've had 6 kids qualify for the final round of All-State, which will be happening in the next couple of weeks. And we had 16 students selected for the Southwestern Oklahoma State University All-Senior Honor Band. And a quick plug, we have a Christmas concert on the 16th at 7 o'clock in the Enid High School auditorium. So our kids the high school band kids have worked so hard this year. I hope you guys are all proud of them because we sure are.
Outstanding. Congratulations. All right. Anybody else would like to get a picture? Come on down. Yep. That's a very successful year thus far, and more to come. All right. A couple more pictures. Very proud of the Big Blue Band. Way to go.
All right, now we want to recognize some students for American Education Week, but Dr. Floyd first has a proclamation to read.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. American Education Week is this week, November 15th through the 19th, and I have a proclamation here that our board president has signed. It says, Whereas public schools are the backbone of our democracy, providing young people with the tools they need to maintain our nation's precious values of freedom, civility, and equality. And whereas by equipping young Americans with both practical skills and broader intellectual abilities, schools give them hope for and access to a productive future. And whereas education employees, be they custodians or teachers, bus drivers or librarians, work tirelessly to serve our children and communities with care and professionalism. And whereas schools are community linchpins, bringing together adults and children, educators and volunteers, business leaders, and elected officials in a common enterprise. Now, therefore, I, Board President Matt Sampson, serving as the President of the Board of Education, do hereby proclaim the week of November 15th through the 19th as American Education Week, signed the 15th day, November 2021. And we want to say a great big word of thanks to all of our education employees during American Education Week. Let's give all of our employees a hand, please.
Our first friend tonight is Sophia McFarland, and she represents Carver, Fowler, and the Common. Can you say hi, Sophia? Do you want to tell these gentlemen and ladies up here anything special about their school? What do you want to tell them? You love school.
Hey, good answer.
It's fun and cool in centers, huh?
Good.
What do you do at centers?
Play. Got literacy and math centers and free choice centers.
Yes, that's right. That's awesome.
Mrs. Dorrance.
Oh, yeah.
She teaches us our ABCs.
Teaches your ABCs. Okay, that's good to learn.
Very important.
Yeah.
Awesome, Sophia. Hey, will you come over here and take a picture with this gentleman and give a certificate?
All right.
Yay.
Good job, Sophia.
All right, good job, Sophia.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Got to give
Our
another one,
next
Danny.
student is
Come on
from
down.
Adams.
Hang on, I'll get a few more pictures here.
Oh, yeah, you can squeeze over.
Yeah, come on down.
Her favorite teacher wants to take her
Yeah.
picture.
Oh, a
Miss
few more.
Ross there,
Sophia,
yeah.
you got to get a few more pictures. There we go. Good job, Sophia.
This is Olivia Farrington from Adams, right? Would you like to speak to us about Adams? No, you don't want to speak to us? Do you have something written down there? You want me to read it for you? All right, I will be happy to do that. This is Olivia, and she is from Adams Elementary. I love Adams because we get to do art, music, and basketball. Are you on the basketball team? Awesome. I also love my teachers because they are so nice and willing to help. My friends are fun, smart, and kind. That's awesome, Olivia. We're so glad that you came with us tonight. Will you go over here and take a picture too? And anybody else that wants to take a picture of Miss Olivia?
Great job, Olivia.
Good job, Olivia. It's a little embarrassing sometimes to stand up here in front of all of these people. I feel you. I have hives. All right, our next student is from Coolidge, and that is Jayvon Cooper.
Come on down.
Here we go. You know what? I'm going to stand short. You're not short. I'm just giving you a boost.
Hi, my name is Jayvon Cooper. I have been attending Coolidge since pre-K, and now I am in 4th grade in Miss Harris' class. I love Coolidge because we get to celebrate holidays. The teachers at Coolidge are awesome. We get to learn math, reading, science, and social studies. Being a Coolidge Colt is a great thing. I want to give a shout out to all the teachers who taught me at Coolidge, especially a big shout out to Ms. Controlla who taught me in 2 grades. Also, my mom attended Coolidge in 4th grade. The teacher I had today was her teacher. That's why Coolidge is so important to me. Thank you.
Good job. Few pictures. Come on down.
There we go. Wait. I got some more pictures.
Go, Jayvon!
All
Kinds of pictures here.
Jayvon! Y'all just want to get. I'll come down there and get a picture with you. Oh, look at that.
Good job.
Well, I can see why he loves his school and teachers. Our next student is from Eisenhower, Logan ONeill. Logan.
Hello, my name is Logan. I am from 1st grade. I learn at Eisenhower Elementary School, and the positive statement about my school is that I know all the teachers and all the staff, and they're really cool and nice.
What a great 1st grade speaker he is.
Oh, look at that.
Good job, Logan.
Well done, sir. Good job.
Mr. Gregory Pavlik is our representative from Garfield Elementary School.
Hello, my name is Gregory Pavlik from Garfield Elementary School. My teacher is Mrs. Nicklin, and I am in 3rd grade. I like Garfield because I go to school with my sister. At Garfield, I have learned multiplication and cursive. Garfield Elementary School is where we strive to follow the word of the week.
Good job, Gregory. Good job, Gregory.
Gregory!
Glenwood Elementary School is represented by Addison Traficante. You don't want to do this either? Come on. Just read it.
Hi, my name is Addison Traficante. I'm a 5th grader at Glenwood Elementary. I have attended Glenwood since pre-K. What I like about Glenwood is that we have amazing teachers and staff that really care about the kids at school. It feels like one big family. They make learning fun and exciting, and I have really enjoyed going there. Thank you.
That was a good try, Addison, but we weren't going to let that work there, girl.
Great job, Emerson.
Hayes is represented by Franklin and I knew I would say it terrible. I can't even say it. Ostrowski. I even practiced. I am so sorry, Franklin. Come on. Thank you for the save.
Hi, my name is Franklin Ostrowski. I am 6 years old. I am in 4th grade at Hayes Elementary. My favorite things about my school are my friends doing work, reading chapter books in the library, and I love my teachers at Hayes. Thank you, EPS.
Good job.
Great speech.
Good job, Franklin. Thank you. Henry Stever is here representing Hoover Elementary School.
Hello, my name is Henry Stever and I have been chosen to represent Hoover. Hoover is the only school that has won 2 blue ribbons. I love Hoover because Hoover's staff and students are very kind. The Hoover staff cares about the students and they keep them smart and safe for their future.
Great speech, Henry.
Couple more.
Good job, Henry. Thank
Couple
you.
more
Oh,
pictures.
well, we got Mom and Dad. Got to take a picture too.
Good job.
McKinley Elementary School is represented by Annabella Valenzuela.
Hello, my name is Annabella Valenzuela and I go to McKinley Elementary School. And what I really like about McKinley is the teachers are very nice and I learn a lot of new stuff every day and I really enjoy being there.
Good job.
Great job, Annabella.
Monroe Elementary School is represented by Jaylee Franklin.
My name is Jaylee Franklin. I am a 5th grader at Monroe Elementary. My favorite things about Monroe are Mr. Allen and my teachers. Mr. Allen is very kind, caring, and involved with our school. My favorite subjects are math and science. I love doing science experiments with Miss Paul and how Miss Skaggs turns math into a musical.
Good job, Jaylee. Thank you. Nolan Marty is representing Prairie View Elementary.
Hello, my name is Nolan Marty, and I'm a 1st grader at Prairie View Elementary. I enjoy going to Prairie View because the teachers and the principal are nice. Every morning I am greeted with a smile. In Miss Earle's 1st grade class, I love learning foundations in math. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share why I love Prairie View.
Good job. One more. job.
Yay!
Ella Sturt is our representative from Taft.
Hello, I am Ella, and I am a 5th grader from Taft Elementary, and I am here today to tell you why I think my school is a very cool school and why I think it is the best. The teachers there and the staffs are very, very polite and kind, and they are always so nice, and they always greet us with a smile. The teachers are committed to believe that we always will learn, and we will learn about math, science, etc. The students there are always so polite. Some are on Taft leadership, and they will always greet us at the front door and tell us good morning. And anytime I walk into my classroom, I am always so happy to be there. And the students there always give second chances. They always apologize and they forgive. They accept each other. We all keep our promises and we never give up. We encourage one another and we all laugh. We all belong and we're all a family because we're the TAFT Tigers.
Excellent, Ella.
Oh, one more.
Great speech, Ella.
Good job.
Gabriel Reyes represents Emerson Middle School.
Hello, my name is Gabriel Reyes, and I am the president of the Student Body Council, but most importantly, I'm an 8th grade student from Emerson Middle School. Emerson has amazing core class opportunities along with the ability to take classes a grade above. They also offer great elective opportunities ranging from PE to art and even technology-based classes, which are important in this new generation. Our library has an exceeding catalog of books and a comfortable lounge available. Emerson teachers are extraordinarily helpful, and many even offer after-school tutoring for those who are in struggle. They also coordinate leadership and NJHS programs that build skills that also benefit the school during events and many other excellent ways. I am proud to be a Shamrock. Thank you for your time.
Great job, Gabriel.
Good job.
Longfellow Middle School is represented by Cheyenne Stufflebeam.
Hello, I'm Cheyenne Stubblebeam. I'm an 8th grader at Longfellow Middle School. I am Secretary of Student Council and Historian of Junior Honor Society. When I first came to Longfellow, like many others, I was nervous. I had no clue what middle school was like. But over the last 2 years, Longfellow has become my second home. I've formed many bonds with my teachers who have helped me be more confident in myself and my work, and I'm sad that I have to leave this year. But I know that even though I'm not in their classrooms, the teachers will support me. One thing that I love about Longfellow is the variety of extracurricular activities they offer to the students, such as sports, music, art, and many others. I also love how caring and friendly the teachers and staff are. But my favorite thing about being a Mustang is being pushed by not only my teachers, but my peers to do my best. I would like to thank all of the amazing teachers and staff at Longfellow who have not only impacted my life, but my classmates' lives as well. Thank you.
great speech.
Good job.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Lauren Jackson is here representing Waller Middle School.
Hi, my name is Lauren Jackson, and I am an 8th grader at Waller Middle School. There are a lot of things I love about my school, but what really makes Waller special is that we support each other in the classroom, through sports and school activities, and by giving to others in our community. I am very grateful for this school and all the opportunities it has given me and my fellow students. I have been fortunate to be involved in so many different aspects of our schools, such as Student Council, National Juniors Honor Society, and numerous sports including volleyball, soccer, and track. The teachers at our school are super nice, respectful, and supportive, and they always push you to be your best. Miss Logan has been one of the most supportive teachers I've had. She is so selfless and acts for the students as if she were one. The staff at Waller are always on top of things. The counselors, Miss Leap and Miss Fulmer, always have your best interests at heart. Thank you for this opportunity to celebrate American Education Week and honor those individuals and schools that are making a difference in the lives of BPS students.
Well done, Lauren.
Good job.
We have two young ladies that are representing Enid High School, but I'm going to let Mr. Liddell tell you a little bit about those two because they're also being recognized for two other outstanding things tonight.
That's a Scottish 3. Good evening, everyone. So we've actually got 3 here tonight, and these young ladies are absolutely fantastic students. They're great representatives of Enid High, and the first one is kind of near and dear to me. They're all fantastic, but this young lady was one of my ornery little freshmen that I had when I returned to Enid High as soccer coach, and this is Annie Lee, and she's actually a finalist for the Questbridge Scholarship, which she'll drop in and kind of give you some of the story what that is. Come on down, Annie.
There you go.
Good evening, school board members, superintendent, and district staff. You're probably wondering why I've gathered you all here today. My name is Annie Lee, and I'm a senior this year at Enid High, and I would like to thank you for recognizing me as the Questbridge finalist. Questbridge is a scholarship program designed to connect bright and talented low-income students to leading institutions of higher education. Questbridge is partnered up with 45 different prestigious colleges and universities. This scholarship offers students full ride to the college that they match with. This means that all expenses are covered, including tuition, room and board, travel expenses, and books and supplies, with no parental contribution and no student loans. I am told that the finalist group is an elite group of students. Craig. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Board of Education for my opportunities at Enid High. This includes my AP classes, my concurrent classes, and this year I have the opportunity to be a leader on the Enid High soccer team. I'm also granted the golden opportunity to intern for Dr. Kruska at Enid Urology through EHS Works, headed by my favorite teacher, Gabe Watts. At the clinic, Dr. Kruska mentors me while I strive to one day become a neurosurgeon. Last but not least, I could not have made the elite finalist group without the guidance of my counselor, Ms. Lewis. Thank you again for this opportunity to share my accomplishments with you. Have a great evening.
Yeah, we'll get a picture with you and Gabe. Yeah.
The next two ladies I'm going to introduce, we'll do one at a time, and the first student is Crystal Archer. Each of these girls are going to be up as Oklahoma Academic Scholars. To be an Oklahoma Academic Scholar, you need a 30 or higher on the ACT as part of the qualification. So these two young ladies are going to represent. First to be Crystal. Come on down, Crystal.
Hi, my name is Crystal Archer, and I'm a senior at Enid High School. I'm an Oklahoma Academic All-State nominee. I want to thank the board for the countless opportunities given to me at Enid High School to further my education, such as AP courses. I've had the opportunity to take 10 AP classes over my 4 years at Enid High, allowing me to earn college credit as well as maintain a cumulative GPA of 4.25. The opportunities given to me at Enid High have set me on my path towards college and continuing to further my education in the future. Thank you.
And the third of our trifecta has a fantastic story, so please listen to this one, and that is Miss Ariana Harris.
Hi, my name is Ariana Harris. I'm a senior at Enid High School and a second year at Autry's cosmetology program. This year, I'm an academic all-state nominee, and I'm in the running to graduate with valedictorian commendation. I wouldn't be where I am today without the support of my EHS teachers and counselors and the ever-growing opportunities at Enid High. I would like to thank the school board for providing Enid High students with many opportunities to be academically successful and career-ready by partnering with Autry Technology, Concurrent, and businesses that provide hands-on internships through EHS Works, as well as offering AP classes on campus. Our school has given me the knowledge, skills, and confidence I needed to have a bright future. Thank you.
All right, one more. Congratulations.
Wonderful.
And Lincoln it used to be elementary when I was a teacher there, but Lincoln Alternative School, Mercedes Torres Tello.
Good evening. My name is Mercedes. I was asked here to come here tonight by Mr. Parker to share a little bit about myself and Lincoln Academy. During the first semester, my freshman year at Enid High, both my mother and father were struck with illness. As the oldest child in my family, I knew it was my duty to step up. I became the caretaker of my two little sisters and started working up to 4 jobs out of a time just to make ends meet. I worked overtime every chance I could and was surviving off to little to no sleep. I couldn't keep up home and school, so I dropped out as a 9th grader. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I did what had to be done to provide and protect for my family. I did this for a couple years, and then one day while at work, I started thinking about my future. I started to question what I wanted out of life. Did I really want to throw away my education? Did I really want to settle for a job, not a career? This is when a special lady came into my life. Miss Polly Maxwell opened my eyes. We talked about how I could really truly help my family. She told me I needed to follow my dreams, which included graduating high school and going to college to earn a degree. I was scared. I hadn't had many good experiences at school. I had been into several of my young years. I have been bullied. I have been misunderstood. And now Miss Maxwell was telling me to go back to school. It was then she introduced me to the idea of attending Lincoln Academy. I trusted her, so I agreed to go on and learn more. The day we pulled up to Lincoln, I was so nervous, but let me tell you, from the very moment I walked through the door, I knew it was different. Different than all those other schools I had previously attended. I met Mr. Parker and Miss Morris, went through the interview process and explained my situation. I was coming in with only 13 credits, I needed 10 more to graduate. They assured that we would get it done. They told me that I would need to go all day and finish a bit online. But if I promised to show up every day, be respectful, and work hard, I could walk across that stage in May as a high school graduate. I've never felt so understood, so accepted in my entire life. So my journey at Lincoln Academy began there this last August. The teachers there are so great. They helped me and supported me in every way. to teach the individual, not just the subject. Mr. Parker and Ms. Morris make sure my schedule is working. They keep me on pace and are so personally supportive with needs outside the classroom. I believe every student at Lincoln, past and present, would agree that Lincoln Academy is special. The students feel so accepted, appreciated, and safe. They know that it is not only a second chance, but a unique opportunity to better their lives. At Lincoln, we learned the required curriculum, but also life skills. In the last few months, we fished, we've cooked, we've used power tools, we've learned life-saving skills. Lincoln is changing the lives of students, no matter their history, race, beliefs, etc. The whole staff truly cares about each and one of us. They want us to succeed and do everything they can to help us reach our dreams. Saying yes to Lincoln was one of the best decisions of my life. I feel so accomplished, successful, confident that my future is bright. Thank you, Ms. Maxwell. Thank you, Mr. Parker. Thank you to all the staff at Lincoln. You've changed my life, and for that I will forever be grateful. To sum up this evening, I want to say thank you to everyone that's had a part in making Lincoln Academy a success. I want to tell you that we will succeed, we will prevail, and we got this. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Get a few pictures here. That's good stuff. A few more? Oh, a few more, Tommy. Miss Maxwell, yeah, good job. That's good stuff. All right, well done. Good job.
And to wrap up our recognitions for American Education Week, we have a representative here to recognize the Enid Education Association poster contest winners. We'll have all the winners come up with her.
Okay. Come on down.
Good evening. This isn't real fair. How am I supposed to follow that?
I know, that's hard to follow,
That
isn't
was
it?
pretty incredible. But I do have these, and that's how I'm going to follow that. So our poster contest is something we do every year, and it's really fun to see all of the kids' talent. I mean, I'm always amazed with some of the talent that we have in there because I have none when it comes to drawing. So I'm really amazed by this one. But our first winner she is the honorable mention. She's in 4th grade, and her name is Brianna Rojo. Did you see that look she gave me? Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Brianna Rojo, and she is the winner, the honorable mention. And each one of them have 3 posters that they can give to their families or whoever, and then their original back, and then they will be getting $30. I don't have that tonight. I told them I will make sure they get that before Thanksgiving break. They will get that. I will take it to their school. And there you go. Congratulations.
Right, congratulations. Yeah, we'll get a group picture with all of them here in just a minute. Yeah.
Okay, our 4th grade winner, she kind of took a leave on us. She went to sit by Mama. Do you want to come back up here, honey? Eloise?
Come on down.
Come on. Her poster, I should have showed that other poster, I'm sorry. Her poster is pretty amazing. Our theme this year was History in the Making, and she did an earth and going around the earth. So that was really, really creative. All right, there you go.
Congratulations. We'll let you join her.
Our third grade winner is Journey Hill, and she had so much information on her poster. It was really neat. History in the making, anything is possible when you try, culture, earth, love all, do something for someone because it comes around to you, and yeah, she had all kinds of good information on hers. And her name is Journey Hill. Thank you.
Congratulations. We didn't get a chance to see the first poster. Let's show us that one, if you will. The first one. Let's take a look at yours. We didn't get to look at yours. There we go. Yeah. Good job. Yeah, I like it.
It's a color. Yep. History in the making. Okay. This next one is Ariana Ortega. She has history in the making, and she wrote History in the Making, Innovate, Student, Teach, Original, Reflect yesterday. She took history and took it down, so it's pretty good.
Congratulations.
And this one was our overall winner. We had 178 submissions, and this little fifth grader, she beat them all. She did, that was really good. Really, really good. So,
Quite impressive.
Yes, very impressive. And so she is our overall district winner. Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right, anybody like to get some pictures? Come on down. Yeah, hold your poster up there so we can see it. There we go. Okay. All right, a few more.
Didn't nobody ask me to take a picture with them?
A few more. All right, a few more. Let's see. Everybody get pictures they wanted? Congratulations. Let's give them a hand. Well done. Always good to be able to recognize a bunch of students. You all are welcome to stay for the remainder of the meeting if you wish. If you want to cut out, well, that'll be fine too.
All right, great way to start a meeting. Brings us to item 2, audience to visitors, which we have none. Brings us to item 3, Superintendent's Report. Dr. Floyd.
All right, very good. First up in my report tonight, we're going to hear our report from the Strategic Planning Committee chairs on character development. That's John Mitchell, Rob Kappas, and Tanya Rowe. Come on down. Oh.
All right, we're here to talk about goal number 7 on the strategic plan, character development, to develop and reinforce the character of each student with an emphasis on solid value-based system through school, instruction, community partnerships, and mentoring. So we're talking about great expectations. That was brought in, and last year, year 1 of this new cycle of the strategic plan, we were able to accomplish a lot of training through COVID, and we will continue to do that. And I'm going to step aside and let other people talk.
Well, I'm going to talk about year 2 goal this year, and we have accomplished this goal already. For advanced grade expectation designation, we're going to identify and implement strategies to increase each school site's grade expectation designation as we strive to become a model district. We're going to focus on becoming a traditional or transitional designation if not already attained. And we have done that. And I'll let Rob speak on goal 3 for next year.
So currently, right now, each school is kind of independent in what we discuss on a weekly basis, whether it be our life expectations or the word of the week. Next year, our goal is to try to solidify and make the district as one, so we're each celebrating the same words and doing the same life expectations. Every school is doing the same, so we're unifying everybody. Hopefully, if we can get the entire district on the same page, the goal is to, or our thought is to actually push forward into the community. Bartlesville, I was talking to Tony Shamley, who is our Great Expectations coach, one of our coaches. She said that Bartlesville has actually done that, where the district has come together and then they have pushed that out into the district. So churches, community groups would be celebrating those same terms as the school would. So it would pretty well unify the entire community with Great Expectations.
We're doing that with our marquee as well, getting those Great Expectation words and stuff out there. So 100% of our schools are using GE daily. 100% of our schools have attained this status. At this time, transitional for that step 1 is Emerson, Enid High School, Lincoln Academy, Prairie View, and Waller Middle School has got that. And then a progressive schools, which is the step 2, Glenwood, Hoover, Longfellow, and Monroe and McKinley have all established that. And then 7 schools are model schools. So those include Adams, Carver Commons Fowler, Coolidge, Eisenhower, Garfield, Hayes, and Taft.
All right, so to conclude, Great Expectations is awesome. It's great teaching. It's everything you should be doing, kind of packaged in those 2 words, Great Expectations. And when I got to Longfellow 4 years ago, as the principal, I made an effort to really focus in on the strategic plan and start implementing Great Expectations. And we worked on it every single day, and we're just on step 2. But I think this is our year to move up to model school. We're crossing our fingers and hoping that we get the report card back. But to be a model school, 80% of your teachers have to be implementing 100% of the practices. So if you stop and think about that, if those ladies that come out and judge us, like Tony Shamley, if she goes in 10 teachers' rooms, 8 of those 10 teachers have to be doing 100% of the stuff she's looking for. So, if a teacher's having a bad day or an off day or something, it can throw you kind of out of whack. So we are on track, like the committee went over. We're excited about that. We're looking for everyone to be on step 2 next year at minimum, so that by the time we get to the 5th year of the strategic plan, we can be a model district. That's our goal, and we think we can do it.
Well, that is it is a lofty goal for an entire district of this size to become a model district. So I feel good about the fact that we are making progress in that regard. And I know, as Mr. Mitchell just talked about, it's hard to get all of your teachers doing all of the stuff all the time. So those campuses that have already achieved model school status in a Great Expectations character education program, I don't think we need to make light of that accomplishment, because it is a high bar to reach. And then the campuses that are already working their way towards that status at level 2, and then those that are already making progress in step 1, really should be commended for all moving in that direction, because this program, this character development program called Great Expectations, is really instilling in students what we all want to have instilled in our own kids, and that is doing the right thing all the time and having good character education traits instilled in them. So I applaud everybody that's working in that direction, and looking forward to our school district becoming a model school district across the board. Any questions for these 3 presenters?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment. I was already floored by the title, Great Expectations. And when I got knowledge that it was for character development. I know academic achievement is pressed a lot, but without having something to build upon in a person's heart, academic achievement avails little. So I'm proud of the work that you are doing. And the teachers, first of all, they are professionals. And it's my personal prayer that they all get in line and y'all be pressing toward y'all's goal in due time. Thank you, and thank you.
Yep. Anybody else? Thank you all for leading this and chairing this committee. It's very important, and congratulations to all, and we appreciate everyone's effort in trying to reach our goal. Good job. So, board members, I wanted to let you know that next month in December, we'll be up with the Assessment and Accountability Committee Chair Report, and that's chaired by Andrea Simrod-Gober, our testing coordinator, Jennifer Patterson, and Sherry Hendry. So they'll be up next month in December with assessment and accountability. Next item on Superintendent Report is discussion only, and we thought we might be ready with an action item on this topic, but we still have more work to do on this, partly because the State Department still has not finalized some of the forms that we'll need for this policy. But just to refresh everyone's memory, the last legislative session, the legislature passed a revision to the current law that addresses transfers. Now, these are out-of-district transfers into our district, not just our district, but across the state, from outside a district into a district that they do not live in. And so it used to be two different kinds of transfers, and now they changed the law to just create one. So the State Department sent us an email on November the 10th that said our plan is to have a single form for all districts to use, house that form on the State Department's website, and the districts then can link it to their websites. For families and individuals who do not have internet access or are unable to access the online form, districts will need to have paper copies available on site. The form is close to being finished for reviews and release, and it should be available by December 1st. So we've already been working on this policy, and I'm going to have Randy talk just briefly about what our goal is for the elementary level, and then have Dudley talk about our goal for the secondary level, and then, as I said, we'll come back in December as an action item on this. Mr. Rader, tell us a little bit about what our goal is for making sure that we're in compliance with this law at the elementary level.
Our overall goal is to be the district of choice for this area, but we have to do that smartly. And so with that, we are setting our class size limits at 20 for our elementary. Basically, all of our pre-K classrooms through 5th grade will be set at 20. The thing that everyone needs to understand is that does not keep us from having more than 20 in a class. We know that that will happen some, but we will not accept any out-of-district transfers into a class that has more than 20. So as we get the applications for out-of-district transfers, we will put them in order that we receive them, and then we will begin to place them as we can. For instance, if we have a 1st grade application, that's the first one on the list, we'll call that person and say, hey, we have this opening, and this opening. Which one would you like? And then they'll choose one, or if none of those fit their needs, then we'll take them off the list and we'll move on to the next. So really our goal is to keep our class sizes as small and close to 20 as possible, but we're going to have to do that we're just going to have to do it smart. One of the biggest things that will affect at the elementary level is when we actually place those out-of-district transfers. We've tried to do that a little bit earlier in the summer previously, but we're going to have to wait probably closer to when school starts to ensure that we don't inflate some classrooms by placing them early and then having our own students move in, because regardless of the out-of-district transfers we take, We of course will always accept our own children into our own classrooms, but we just want to be smart about that.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Mr. Darrell?
I just echo a few points that Mr. Ritter made. First of all, I think we've kind of been operating underneath this policy already. We take a lot of transfers every year. Very rarely do we block a transfer, but this policy actually gives us the teeth to block a transfer based on capacity, discipline, and attendance. So being able to track that down at the secondary level will be nice. One other thing I might add is that we have, in our rough draft right now, we've set our capacity limits much higher, just to allow us the ability to take in more transfers. And we would like to be the district of choice. I feel like we already are, and we definitely don't want to limit ourselves at the secondary level by having lower numbers. So I don't anticipate much changes at the secondary level. I think we've got the flexibility at high school, all 3 middle school sites to allow this to be successful.
So in the past, we've kind of used 3 criteria for deciding if we wanted to accept a student who's going to school in another district that wants to transfer into ours, and that's been grades, attendance, and discipline. Well, when the state legislature passed this law, last legislative session, that takes effect January 1, they did not include grades, but they did include attendance and discipline. So when we present the policy to you for action in December, it will be based on capacity, attendance, and discipline, but not grades. Now, realistically, if a kid had problems with attendance and discipline, there's probably pretty good likelihood that they might have a problem with grades anyway, but I just wanted to clarify that.
What's the biggest change between
You want to talk about open transfers versus
The biggest change is with open transfers and emergency transfers, they were limited within a time frame. And so with this one, basically a kid can transfer in anytime they want to or transfer out anytime they want to. They're limited to, I believe it's 2 transfers to another district, but then they can transfer obviously to their home district at any time. That's probably one of the main things is just that.
Where now we had to do it at the start of the school year.
They had to
during
do
the
it.
summer.
July 15th, I think, is when we had to notify whether or not we were going to accept them in. We still kind of waited on placement in some situations, but we tried to get them into classrooms as soon as possible so that we knew how to build our capacities. So what this does is this says we can't not take. I mean, we still have the opportunity to not take a transfer, but with the new law, if we have capacity, we have to take them regardless.
If they meet the criteria.
Right, if they meet the
Capacity,
criteria.
attendance,
right,
and
if
discipline.
they meet the criteria, right.
Yeah, and so we don't anticipate that it's going to be significantly different for us. Oh, and then one other change will be that there's language in there that says we have to report back to the school board 4 times a year where we stand on this issue to see if there needs to be any tweaking of the policy.
Right.
But
and that is another thing is we do have to make our numbers public. So I mean it'll kind of be like a tracking device on the website where people can go in and look and say, okay, you do have a second grade opening here, and we have to report that and keep that up to date.
How's this going to affect ADM tracking? Is it going to nothing, not at all?
And it won't change OSSAA policies either, and it won't affect special education services. They still are bound by the ARD meetings and what's in what the ARD committee establishes. So special education policies stay the same. Athletic and extracurricular activities stays the same. We're just changing from open and emergency transfers to 1 transfer only. Have to report back to you guys 4 times a year, and the criteria is going to be capacity, attendance, and discipline. And so, as Randy said, we might have to push back the date during the summer as to when we officially approve a transfer and tell the parent and the student exactly where they're going to be, because it might fluctuate from the time they apply for a transfer depending on how many resident students we have or have moved in during that time period, but they'll definitely know before school starts. Other questions? All right, thank you, gentlemen. So that's just. Oh, yes, sir.
Did we settle on
appeals, whether it be blind or if they would appear before?
Yep, there are 2 appeals processes, and that will be part of the policy that we present next month. If a student's transfer was not approved based on those 3 criteria, capacity, attendance, and/or discipline, and a parent disagreed with that and wanted to grieve that to the next level would be to the board. And the board, this school board, locally, will look only at, did we follow our policy or not? Not any of the minutia details about any reasoning behind that, but did we follow the criteria on capacity, attendance, and discipline? And if we followed the policy, then the board would uphold our decision. So then, if they disagreed with the local board decision, well then the last appeal process would be to the State Board of Education, and that appeal process will also only center on, did the school district follow the procedure, the board-approved policies and procedures? Good point.
I got a question for Mr. Rader. You commented on that all of our transfer vacancies, or I forget how you worded, but they're located, that we are mandated to keep that updated and viewable for the public. Where is that information found?
Once we go live with our policy, it'll be on the not the State Department, it'll be on the district website, and we'll have access to that where people can see that.
Thank you.
And it won't be vastly different than what we are currently doing with our positive COVID cases. We're tracking those on our website by campus, and so we'll do a very similar process, but it'll be addressing transfer students as opposed to COVID.
Dr. Floyd, might I add that part of our policy, the way it's written right now, is we're going to grandfather in our current out-of-district transfers, which we basically do every year anyway. Because those are already included in our numbers, we consider them our students once we have them. And then unless there is a discipline issue or an attendance issue or anything like that, then we plan on keeping them because we want to be the district of choice.
I agree with that. And then one thing that I've already asked our legislators to change very quickly when they come back into legislative session this spring is that they put the word teacher in there, that a teacher's kid can be approved. You know, like we hire a teacher in and they've got 2 kids, and let's say they're living in Kremlin, but their parent is going to work for us and their kids can automatically be approved on a transfer. They should have put employee in there, the word employee rather than teacher, because we've got support employees in the same situation that might want to bring their kids here as well. You know, they drive in from Garber and work for us and want to bring their kids as well. They should be able to do that just like a teacher's kid. So I think that's an easy fix. I've already shared that with our legislators. I hope they just change teacher to employee, but we'll see. But right now it's just teacher. All right, any other questions on that topic? So action item next month. Thank you very much. Enrollment numbers, we are currently at 7,743 students, and that is a decrease of 6 students from last month. So not too vastly different. Discussion and possible action to approve the continuation of our current COVID procedures for EPS or make revisions. Again, I'm recommending no revisions are necessary because we have continued to see a decline in our student positive cases and our employee positive cases. As of today, we have a total of only 1 employee positive case and a total of 12 student positive cases. So those numbers have continued to decline, and I think our parents, for the most part, have appreciated the policy that we have had in place from the very beginning of the year, and the fact that we've stuck with that and been able to have in-person instruction district-wide. And you can see those decreased numbers reflected in our entire county's numbers as well. And our county now has dropped from orange down to the yellow level, and we're at 12.2 cases per 100,000, and that's significantly lower than it has been and is lower than most of our surrounding counties as well. So all good news, moving in the right direction. I did want to, on that topic, remind everybody that, as you probably have seen in the media, now the vaccinations have been approved for students age 5 through 11, and wanted to give a little clarification on that OSSBA sent out just recently, said that they have been receiving questions about the Biden administration plan to, this is not only on the student vaccinations, let me back up. This topic deals with the Biden administration's plan to require employers with 100 or more employees to require COVID-19 vaccinations or be tested weekly. That plan, which is subject to a federal court challenge, is being implemented through the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA. That's a federal agency tasked with ensuring safe and healthy working conditions for workers, and so they wanted to just send a reminder, OSSBA did, that public schools in Oklahoma are not subject to OSHA regulations, so the vaccination and testing rules would not apply to school district employees, including those salaries that are funded by federal dollars. However, workers in schools employed by private or third-party companies that oversee services like child nutrition, janitorial services, or substitutes may be subject to the vaccination or the weekly testing mandate. Workers employed by a private company also will be entitled to paid time off or to get vaccinated and recover from side effects. So I just wanted to share that with you to let you know that currently we're not under that mandate, but if we were to outsource one of our support entities like substitutes, for instance, if we wanted to contract with somebody to oversee and help us improve our sub-filling rates, then that group or any other group like, let's say Universal, for instance, we're not using that district-wide Universal cleaning company, but they are doing some cleaning in our school district, and those are not our employees, however, but if we outsourced that, really it could be child nutrition, transportation, whatever, and I'm not suggesting we're doing that, but if some districts already do that, and those entities would be subject to those. Anything to add to that, Sam?
No, you're right. Universal is one of our big contracted services, but I don't think there are over 100 employees in the entire organization.
That's true.
So that's the only one we have.
So back to the 5 through 11 vaccinations, what I've asked Carrie and Lana to do, our two head nurses, is to get with the Garfield County Health Department and see if we can organize another vaccination clinic out at the mall like we did for employees. And I was in a Zoom meeting with Maggie at the health department today, and she said she would be getting with Lana and them to see if they could organize that. I think some of our parents would appreciate having an opportunity to do that all in one place, all at the same time. Don't know when that might get organized, but I just want to give you a heads up that we may be working on that.
I've got a question. Are we entertaining questions on? Okay. So, what do we offer as an alternative? What do we offer as an alternative to those parents who elect not to inoculate their children?
It's strictly a choice it's parental choice. They can choose to get their kid vaccinated or they can choose not to, just like we make it a personal choice as to whether or not they send their kid with a mask or not, and just like employees have the choice to wear a mask or not, or they have a choice to get vaccinated or not. Strictly parental choice. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. I got some other concerns, but I would prefer that we discuss later.
All right, just a reminder that we have Thanksgiving break coming up on, well, let me let me back up. So my recommendation is no change to the COVID policy. Are we good making no changes? Thank you very much. Thanksgiving break comes up next week. Hope everyone has a wonderful holiday and enjoys it with family. And then I wanted to remind everybody about Enid Light Up the Plains. That comes up on Friday, November 26th, a week from this Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and should be a really nice event for our entire community. We will have the lighting of the Christmas tree right across the way here, and then in conjunction with that, we'll have Enid Showcase both on the 26th and then on December 1st as well, that kind of highlights several things around our community, including not on the 26th of November, but on December 1st. We might possibly be giving some tours of some of our new facilities. And so, last thing I'll say about that is that I believe tomorrow is scheduled to be a press release on the Enid Light Up the Plains and the lighting of the one Christmas tree. They're going to name a grand lighting marshal. So I was bound to secrecy as to what is going to be included in that press release, but I do think that our school district is going to be very proud when that comes out. So I'll just leave it at that. And I believe that's the extent of my superintendent report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Dr. Floyd. Brings us to item 4, regular business, discussion and possible action to approve the following consent agenda items. I believe we can take item A, 1 through 9. Do I have a motion? Motion by Joe, second by Frank. Any discussion?
I do have a question. Sorry. On A9A, the board policy FEH, I don't know why I'm getting feedback. The transfer for special education students.
Stays the same. Yeah, just what I mentioned earlier about the fact that they are not really subject to the changes that I talked about earlier. They're under different rules and guidelines, and they will be bound by what is in the ARD, admission, review, and dismissal documents. Any of the three of you guys want to add anything on special ed?
Okay, very good, thank you.
Anyone else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Item B, discussion and possible action to approve the district's financial report for October 2021. Dr. Robinson.
October finances, once again, are in really good shape. I want to kind of look at the general fund first on revenue collected. It's at $30.9 million, very top up there. That's actually $3.9 million more than we collected this time last year. So carry that over to our current encumbrances and obligations. We're at $67.4 million in encumbrances in the general fund. So with $3.9 million more collected, we're actually $4.6 million more in encumbrances this year. But we have, as you guys saw last month, we have a lot of projects in place that are one-time expenditures that are on that $4.6 million, and most of that $4.6 million is tied up in some type of federal program through ESSER 2 or ESSER 3. And so I just want to bring light to that, because that is a significant change, and when I bring the budget to you guys, it's going to be a significantly larger budget than we're used to, and this is kind of the precursor leading up to that, so that way you guys can see that. One of the other things that we're going to see, I believe, on collections this year is that current dedicated revenue, and dedicated revenue are those things that come out of House Bill 1017, such as gross production, motor vehicle tax, those kind of things. That collection is actually up $40 million this year, which is almost 24% up $40 million. And that's not for Enid Public Schools, that's across the state. And so all that money is that's dedicated revenue that has to be dispersed to school districts. So our disbursement of those funds for Enid is probably, more than likely, going to be significantly up this year. So our revenue collection could look really high. Here's the downside of that. That becomes a chargeable into next fiscal year. So while we might be up this year, state aid gets decreased next year because of that increased revenue on the dedicated side. Another good point to make, however, though, is, and I'm going to be very optimistic, that maybe we won't get cut, because overall collections are up by more than 3% this year and they're well over what was put on the budget for the state revenue. So we're looking really good on the revenue side. There are some cautionary tales with that. As we start to see inflation and goods and services cost more, there is more tax collection off of that. As goods and services go up, though, and inflation's there, then all of a sudden people also stop expending on goods and services along the way. So while this fiscal year things might look really good, we still need to be positioning ourselves for the pullback on that. I want to be optimistic that maybe we won't see that pullback. Maybe this inflationary stuff will go away, but we need to be prepared for that really going into next fiscal year. So while everything's really good on the revenue side, there are those telltale signs that we need to keep our eye on that will impact the budget, and really looking at that a year from now to 2 years from now, just as we kind of talked about last year. So once again, everything currently really good, and that's really, I hate to bring bad news on such a good positive note, but I want everybody to have that in the back of their mind, that those over collections are not always going to be there, and we need to be ready to scale back when that time comes.
So I'll just add a couple of things on that. I'm glad you touched on that revenue side, because I was at a meeting recently where I met our new, what I assume will be one of our new representatives. Actually met both of our new representatives. Looks like during this redistricting week down at the legislature, Denise Crosswhite Hayter will leave our representation and move back toward closer to the city. And then we will get two new representatives, most likely Mike Dobrinsky and then Dr. Carl Newton. And at that meeting, they talked about, and also heard this in one other meeting I was at, that one estimate is that the legislature will be starting with a $1.3 billion more than originally estimated or as was originally thought. Now, still a lot can happen between now and when they do come into session, but that was all good news. And I think it's good when the legislature has some additional monies to work with. So before we take action on that item, I did want to mention a couple other things and see if Sam has anything to add. On the two projects that we talked to you about before, and I think I sent you guys an email on this, the baseball lighting retrofit, the company sent us an email that looks like it's going to be around January the 10th, plus or minus, depending on the weather, for them to be in here to start trying to complete that project, but it'll be ready, they say, by the time we need it. And I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that's the case. And part of that is supply chain issues, but part of it is based on their employee requirements and what they already have in the works. And then secondly, the materials are on track to arrive in, I guess that was, maybe that was the track. So where are we on the track?
David Allen's pretty straightforward. I've talked with the owner of the company. January 10th is their mobilization date to be at David Allen. And really what they're hoping for is that they can mobilize at David Allen, while at the same time they'll start work on the demolition at the track with that crane work and those kind of things.
Those are both lighting projects.
Yeah, both lighting projects. And really the thing with David Allen, even Bill Mayberry called me, he said, isn't January 10th kind of late? And I was like, well, they have till January 28th to get it finished. They're really just pulling the top of that pole off, setting on the ground, putting the new LEDs on, dropping the new wire down the pole, done. So they have to do that 8 times, finished. The track, on the other hand, is where there is a supply chain issue with the conduit that they use for direct burial. And it's a boring conduit that goes in the ground. We can get all of the black normal conduit that we want, but we have to have a special UL listed conduit. And so that's on a 6 to 8 week back order. Owner of the company says he thinks it might be in sooner than that. He's located some. But that's all kind of irrelevant to me. It's really, can we get the track lit up in time for track season? And track season really starts the middle of February, the 1st of March. So I think we're still well on track to get all those projects finished without any concern. But again, the big thing that I was the most concerned with when we took the bid was, do we have lights and do we have poles? And the answer to that is yes, we do. Who would have thought conduit would have been the holdup? So anyway, that's where we're at.
And then,
could I would like to ask a question regarding the supply chain and supply chain issues. because I've heard you mention that a couple of times, and just how, I mean, from your professional opinion, just to ease minds, how much are we subject to that, the supply chain, and does it impact, regular goods and services for a school as well?
I'll give you the department that we have that's the most impacted right now is child nutrition. Just to be real blunt, there are some HVAC issues that could be impacted. Thank goodness we're in a point where we don't really need a lot of HVAC. We need heat, and our heat is in really good shape. Our HVAC system is in really good shape, and we have some plans to do that. But the most impacted on a daily basis is child nutrition. I'm going to give you 2 examples of that. One of those is there's a new cereal out that we could buy, honey Cheerios, no nuts in it, so nut allergies are safe. So I said, well, when are those going to start? And they said, well, we got these, we taste test them, we want to open it, and we go to order them, and they go, oh, can't get the containers that the Cheerios come in. So that gets put on the back burner. The other thing with this shortage in supply, but I think is a positive thing that's happened, is grilled cheese sandwiches in this district used to be served in a pre-made, pre-ordered bag they came in. I always thought they were soggy and not a very good grilled cheese. In fact, my own children are like, it's grilled cheese day, Dad. I need a sandwich. And I'm like, you need a sandwich on sandwich day. Supply chain issues, those have gotten more expensive. They're harder to get a hold of. So Child Nutrition is going to hand-make grilled cheese on this Friday before Thanksgiving break. You're going to get a real grilled cheese, very similar to what we would have. So while that's a supply chain issue that's impacted us, it's had a very positive turnaround in that we're actually buying loaves of bread, cheese, and butter, and we're going to put them in the oven, and we're going to have real grilled cheese. So I'm kind of saying that publicly, too, because my kids are kind of fired up about it, because they're like, real grilled cheese.
Yeah.
So supply chain negative, but a change for the positive. So we are really, I think, as a district, working through all those negative aspects to really make the best of the situation.
It's amazing what we get excited about. Just saying.
Sorry.
Just saying.
I have one more question.
Time for grilled cheese.
That's right. So lastly, on the finance end, yes.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Hello. Hello.
I'm thinking more David Allen. Is the field still going to be usable by baseball? Track is probably going to be a little more disrupted because of the size of the project, but I know it should be an off and on kind of thing, but on a daily basis?
From talking with the owner of the company, the baseball field will be the least impacted. They can, if for some reason February 5th gets here, that's NOC's opening game at David Allen. If those lights aren't in by that day, they can always shift that to a daytime game. And there's nobody's on the field, so the field is safe.
Right.
At the track, there's some demolition that's going to take place that'll be close to the track. I hope that is all done in January. And there is a power transfer that has to take place there as well. Talked to the owner on that today. That's going to happen off hours, weekend, sometime when we're not impacted. And then when the new poles go up at the track, they're actually going to go up far enough off the track that there should be no impact in that install. In fact, 2 of the light poles are actually we're going to lose 2 parking spots because we're backing them that far off the track on that side. So I think it's going to be,
minimal
my opinion
impact
today,
to
it's going to be
students.
good. I'll update you guys in January.
Good deal. Thank you.
All right, very good. And then lastly, on the finance end, we were pleased that we were awarded several child nutrition equipment grants from the OSDE, and that came to Eisenhower, Hayes, Hoover, McKinley, and Longfellow. Can you tell the board what kind of equipment?
Yeah, it's a little over $50,000 in equipment grant that we have. So, talk about expenditures, who's paying for it? That's just more money coming in, more money going out. That's good. Most of that is serving line equipment that we're getting. So the steam tables, the steam trays. There is, I think, maybe an oven or two. I'd have to really look at it. But the big bulk of that is new serving line equipment, which that benefits every student that goes through at that campus.
Thank you, sir. And with that, we would recommend approval of the finance report.
Move we approve.
Motion by Tori, second by Joe. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Item 5, any new business, sir?
No, sir.
Reports. Any board comments, questions? Hearing none. Regular business meeting will be December 13th here in the Administrative Building at 6 p.m. Brings us to item 8, discussion and possible action to approve a proposed executive session to discuss the employment of those individuals or positions listed on the attached Exhibit A, the purchase of or appraisal of real property, and any pending litigation. Do I have a motion? Motion by Joe, second by Frank. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are in executive session.